Do you remember when family sitcoms ruled television and one show made millions of people laugh every single week? For 8 unforgettable seasons, this series gave us humor, heart, and characters that felt like family. But here's the real question. What happened to the cast after the cameras stopped rolling? Where are they now in 2026? Let's find out. Number 1. Tim Allen. Back in 1991, Tim Allen wasn't the massive TV icon we know today. He was a stand-up comedian, stepping into television for the very first time. And honestly, no one expected what would happen next. His role as Tim the Toolman Taylor quickly became legendary. The loud grunts, the endless accidents, and his obsession with power tools, it all became part of pop culture. But what made him truly special wasn't just the comedy, it was the way he connected with people. You didn't just laugh at him, you saw a little bit of real life in his character. And that connection turned him into one of the biggest stars of the 90s. At the peak of the show, he was earning around $1.25 million per episode, making him one of the highest paid actors on television. But that was just the beginning. Soon after, he stepped into another iconic role, voicing Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story franchise. And just like that, his voice became known all around the world. Years passed, but Tim Allen never really disappeared. He continued working in films and television, quietly building a career that lasted decades. Now here's where things get interesting. In 2026, at the age of 72, he made a major comeback with a brand new sitcom. And surprisingly, it became a huge success almost instantly. In fact, the show was renewed for another season within months. But there's a twist. Tim has hinted that this could be his final major role on television. After decades in the spotlight, he may be finally ready to step away. Still, before he says goodbye, he is set to return one more time as Buzz Lightyear. And with a net worth of around $100 million, his legacy is already secured. From early struggles to becoming one of America's most beloved TV dads, Tim Allen's journey is nothing short of incredible. Number 2. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Now let's talk about someone who completely disappeared from fame. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, better known as Randy Taylor. He joined the show as a child, but it didn't take long for him to become a fan favorite. Smart, sarcastic, and incredibly charming, he quickly stood out among the cast. And before anyone realized it, he became one of the biggest teen stars of the 90s. At one point, his posters were everywhere. But acting wasn't the only thing he was known for. He also voiced young Simba in The Lion King, which became one of the most successful animated films ever. Everything was going perfectly. Fame, success, recognition, he had it all. And then, suddenly, everything changed. At just 16 years old, he made a decision that shocked everyone. He walked away from the show. No drama, no scandal. He simply chose education over fame. While most young stars chase the spotlight, he did the exact opposite. He focused on studying, attending prestigious universities, including Harvard. And just like that, one of the biggest stars of his time disappeared from Hollywood. But here's what makes his story so unique. He never came back. Instead of chasing fame again, he chose a quiet and private life. Over the years, he made only a few rare appearances and even tried directing behind the scenes. But he stayed away from the spotlight. Today, in 2026, Jonathan Taylor Thomas is 44 years old, and his story serves as a powerful contrast to the success we saw on screen. Number 3. Zachary Ty Bryan. This next story is very different, and honestly, it's not an easy one. Zachary Ty Bryan, who played Brad Taylor, was the confident and athletic older brother on the show. He had that natural charm, the kind that made him instantly likable. Over the years, we watched him grow up right in front of us, from a mischievous kid to a young adult trying to find his place in the world. After the show ended, everything seemed to be going well. He continued acting, appearing in movies and TV shows. He even moved into producing, working behind the scenes. For a while, it looked like he had successfully transitioned into adulthood. But then, things started to fall apart. In recent years, he became involved in several legal issues. Reports of arrests and serious personal problems began to surface, And for many fans, it was shocking to see such a dramatic change. Someone who once played America's favorite older brother was now facing real-life consequences. It's a reminder that growing up in the spotlight is not always easy. Fame doesn't guarantee a stable future, and sometimes the transition to real life can be incredibly difficult. As of 2026, Zachary Ty Bryan is 44 years old, and his story serves as a powerful contrast to the success we saw on screen.
Number 4. Patricia Richardson. Every great sitcom needs a strong center, and in this case, that was Jill Taylor. Patricia Richardson played the role of a caring wife, a patient mother, and the voice of reason in a very chaotic household. While Tim created problems, she was the one holding everything together. But what made her character stand out was how real she felt. She wasn't just reacting to the chaos. She had her own goals, her own struggles, and her own identity. And audiences loved that. Her performance was so strong that she earned multiple award nominations during the show. But unlike many stars, Patricia didn't chase fame after the series ended. Instead, she took a very different path. She continued acting for a while, appearing in TV dramas and guest roles. But over time, she slowly stepped away from the Hollywood spotlight. Here's something most people don't know. She chose to focus more on her personal life and became very selective about the projects she accepted. In fact, she even turned down several opportunities that could have brought her back into the mainstream. For her, family and meaningful work mattered more than fame. She also became involved in important causes, using her platform to support health awareness and charities. Now, in 2026, Patricia Richardson is in her 70s. And while she may not appear on screen as often, her legacy as one of television's most beloved sitcom moms remains strong. Number 5. Richard Karn. Sometimes, the most memorable characters are the ones who don't try too hard to stand out. Richard Karn, who played Al Borland, is a perfect example of that. Calm, careful, and always grounded, he was the complete opposite of Tim Taylor. And that contrast is exactly what made their chemistry so entertaining. While Tim brought chaos, Al brought balance. His simple reactions, his quiet humor, and his iconic style turned him into a fan favorite. But here's something interesting. He originally auditioned for the lead role, and even though he didn't get it, the producers created the character of Al specifically for him. That decision changed everything. After the show ended, Richard didn't disappear. Instead, he stayed active in television. He even hosted a popular game show for several years, bringing the same warmth and personality to a completely different audience. Over time, he stepped away from the spotlight, but never fully left the industry. In recent years, he reunited with familiar faces and made guest appearances on various projects. And here's a surprising detail. He also went through a major lifestyle change, focusing on his health and transforming his appearance. Now, in his 70s, Richard Karn looks very different from his sitcom days. But one thing hasn't changed: that calm, steady presence that made him unforgettable. Number 6. Earl Heindman. Some characters don't need to be fully seen to leave a lasting impact. Wilson was one of those characters. Played by Earl Heindman, he was the mysterious neighbor who always appeared with part of his face hidden. It became a running joke, but also something much deeper. Because Wilson wasn't just there for comedy. He was the wise voice of the show. Whenever Tim faced a problem, Wilson didn't give direct answers. Instead, he guided him. Using philosophy, stories, and unexpected references, he helped him figure things out on his own. That unique approach made the character truly unforgettable. But behind the scenes, Earl Heindman was much more than just a TV actor. He had years of experience in theater and film long before the sitcom made him famous. And he was deeply respected by everyone he worked with. After the show ended, he continued acting for a short time. But then, something tragic happened. He was diagnosed with a serious illness. And sadly, just a few years later, he passed away at the age of 61. For many fans, it was a heartbreaking loss. But his character, his wisdom, and his presence on the show are still remembered today. Number 7. Taran Noah Smith. And finally, let's talk about the youngest member of the family. Taran Noah Smith, who played Mark Taylor. When the show began, he was just a child. Quiet, sensitive, and often caught between his older brothers, his character slowly evolved over time. As the seasons progressed, we saw him grow, not just physically, but emotionally. He developed his own interests, his own personality, and became more independent. But what happened after the show is something no one expected. He made a bold decision. He quit acting completely. No transition into films, no attempts to stay in the spotlight. He simply walked away. And at first, things didn't go smoothly. He faced personal struggles, legal issues, and difficult moments that made headlines. For a while, it seemed like his story was heading in a troubling direction. But then, everything changed. He chose a completely different path. Instead of returning to Hollywood, he built a life outside of it. And what he does now might surprise you. As of 2026, he works in a highly technical field far removed from acting. From a child star on television to working in advanced industries, his journey is one of the most unexpected. It's a reminder that life after fame can take completely different directions. So, from massive success to quiet lives, from fame to completely unexpected paths, the cast of this iconic sitcom has experienced it all. And maybe that's what makes these stories so interesting, because behind every character we loved, there's a real-life journey we never saw coming.